Board of Governors, the head teacher, our sister alumni representatives and leaders, all protocol observed. Allow me to present this report to the General Assembly, the progress report for the main project. I hope some of you have got these copies being circulated around, and then there's expenditure copies also being circulated around. You will follow. If you don't get it, we apologize for that. You go online. The President has shared the copy. It's on the introduction. Owacgiu Gate project is a 79 million project. This gate project we are talking of was costed and valued at 79 million 568. That is as per the BOQ, which it's not in that attachment, but I think we shared it sometime back online. We can still extract it. The project fundraising launch was done at Boma Hotel on the 8th May 2021 by a dinner organized. Executive members organized a dinner. We managed to raise 29,327,000. Before we clap our hands, this 29 million is in, we did not realize it all. The cash that was realized was 19,529,000, and part of that money is still among you here. And I'm glad today we are going to profit. So part of the money was in pledge, precisely. You will see those attachments there. And there's a beautiful picture of the start. How the project, how GOSA executive, the current executive picked up. That's the picture. It was the previous picture. Work done by the current executive. Resource mobilization. The current EXCOM continued fundraising towards the gate construction. We cut down eucalyptus trees which was trying to obstruct the project. You can see some of the pictures here. We thank the school management for allowing us to cut those trees. And these eucalyptus trees are not all sold. The figure 1,850,000 you are seeing on paper, the timbers were ferried to a supplier, a dealer who is supposed to sell the timbers for us. The estimated cost is 1,850,000. When I asked the treasurer, I think so far 500 is realized in cash. So when you see that figure 1,800,500 from timbers, it's not in cash. The cash is 500, which is with the dealer. The arrangement with the treasury was let him sell all the timbers and then you will submit the money lump sum at once. Things you need to, D. The construction work done so far. Slamming the beams, adding more lines of bricks on top of the beam. This work was done altogether costing material. With material cost, it costed 4,530,000. 13,600 shillings. As you can see on the gate project accountability, there's accountability there that was distributed around. And then you can also see the picture of the current gate state. That picture you are seeing on page 7 is the current picture, where the gate, when you compare the first picture and this, there's some improvement there. The beam was cast and some bricks lines were added. Page 8, what you need to know: 1, cash balance on account is 1,426,200 shillings. 20? 1,420,000. You correct, it is not 1.520. Correct on this page. Page 8. While cash expected from the timber, I earlier said it is 1.8 expected. It's not cash in accounts. Cash not realized. You know, the accountants are there. You don't put it as cash at hand or in bank. So we expect sales to, as agreed, to generate for us 1.8500. And the total is what is reflecting there. That total is reflecting, assuming that we realize that 1.8. Item 2, what you need to know: total amount required for shuttering slab for the Gatesman house requires a total of 4,797,825 shillings, as per the BOQ submitted by the project engineer and the committee. Earlier on, I skipped, because of time, I skipped to introduce for you the setup working committee that was working on this project. Sorry for that. Allow me to introduce them. We have Mr. Owacgiu David, who was the chair for this project. We have Wadmon Cosmas, who was the treasurer. We have Paul Christopher, who is our consultant engineer. We have Tanga Elvis, who was the supervising engineer. Kumakech Patrick, the project architect. Kumakech Patrick is the chair for Kampala chapter. Is he around now? Earlier, when they were introducing him, he was not yet around. He's actually the brain behind this design, the beautiful gate design you are seeing. We have Irene, my neighbor here. She's a member of that 7 committee. What you need to know: you may wonder why some monies have not yet been translated into materials, but still lying on account as cash. The answer is that this stage is delicate to some materials, just as the boards for slapping, I think, the boards for the framework. In that once we buy this, it can't be stored and used. Meaning once it is procured, we have to finish the work. That balance can't be spent until we have the lump sum of 4,795,000. That's something you need to know. 4, the gate generally still requires a lot of money, and we can only realize this when members stay true to their words of pledges with minimum or no reminders. I earlier said you can even see we have attached on that list. We have Honorable Mapenduzi, 1 million, Honorable Gilbert Olania 1 million. We have list of millions there. Somebody was clapping when I mentioned that he fundraised 29 million. But that money was not realized with treasury. It's still lying. You can. There's a paper circulated like this. I don't want to read your names all. So you check if your name is there. Before I hand over back the microphone, I would love to collect some small money so that we resume the work. Challenges first. The most notable challenge that caused the wanting update of the work as it progressed is the very busy schedules of Director Planning and Development, which made his availability at ExCom meeting rare to be able to give ExCom update from time to time. This coupled with his field nature of work, I think that point is clear. I don't want to read word by word. The challenge was the committee chair, which was David Onyach, by nature of his work, got so engaged in other things, and there was a lot of, I also observed on the forum, people were asking a lot about gate accountability, progress of gate, they wanted pictures, how far it has gone. And I'm glad today you have seen the work they have done, how far they have gone. Another challenge, time constraint. Convening the technical team at critical stages of work for a guided decision has not been easy, given the different engagements of the members. Now, these technical teams we are talking of is the committee. I mentioned especially the engineers, the supervising engineers, the consultant. At every stage, the consultant is supposed to guide. When you look at that gate, during the inception of that construction, if any of you visited it, I myself, I entered the foundation, I could barely see out. It was too deep. So it has some technicality there on what it's going to carry. I wish Patrick was around, he was going to give you the perfect technical explanation of what that means. That challenge we were facing of bringing the technical team on board. Okay, way forward. ExCom resolved that Mr. Cosmas will advise team leader of the committee to be able to stand in for the director planning in case of his unavailability as other commitments will demand. Another next way forward, ExCom resolved that me, the VP, as also ExCom also resolved that the Vice President, Mr. Owacgiu, has also taken up a close supervision of the committee, that I should closely tight-mark this committee. It was resolved in the ExCom meeting. Another way forward, members to honor their financial obligations. I've talked of pending pledges there. It's also tied as behind. And finally, the Resource Mobilization Committee to get more active in supporting the Treasury. It seems the Treasury is playing a lonely role here, and the Resource Mobilization Committee or the Finance Committee, which was appointed by the ExCom, are not putting much effort in following up pledges and engaging other sources of income whereby we can realize this money to complete the work. Finally, which is not in that, Madam President, this report, I'm presenting it on the behalf of the accounting officer, who is my boss, Madam Stella. signed by her hand. You can see that. And allow me to add this, Madam President, which is not part of this report, but we can incorporate it, highlight it somewhere in a way for future plans. What future plans do we have as General Assembly? This is a very big meeting. It's a very big forum where all of you are here, all your concerns, you have been viewing. EXCOM have had it, but now what are the future plans? Do we want that gate to remain the way it is? That's now what is up for discussion. When that session of questions and answers arise, I wish to also bring up something to touch the gate. As EXCOM, we intend to organize a big fundraising drive towards this activity. Remember, the last fundraising drive we had was in 2021 to fundraise. We may write of some of the bad debts, some of the contribution as bad debts, and then we publish those names in the Uganda Gazette, so that the owner knows that we have written of their bad debts, but their names has been legally gazetted. Council, I think you understand that. No doubt, we can proceed. It's up to this General Assembly to decide that. We shall publish the name of Honorable Gilbert Owacgiu, Mapenduzi, all those lists. They are with you there. You know this is a General Assembly. We need to call spade a spade. Otherwise, if we continue applying batter on people, and we will not move. So we need to adopt that in this General Assembly. We shall get sponsors for the Gazette. So our biggest plan is to organize another big fundraising drive activity so that we can realize and get this gate issue out. When you look at the total cost, 7-10 million is a small money. We have so far spent over 20 plus, meaning we only now need about 40 million. With super good work and close supervision, that gate will get done. And finally, the future plan, allow me to, in 2 minutes, it was a request, Madam President, from Academic Directorate that we can put it under future plan, Academic Improvement Plan. She wants to present to a General Assembly just in 2 minutes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Our time is fast spent. I do not want to waste another minute. Allow me to observe all the protocol.